The Mediterranean diet and breast cancer. Can eating some of your favorite foods actually start decreasing your risk? This year, a New York Times article by Nicholas Bakalar entitled "Mediterranean Diet Linked to Reduced Breast Cancer Risk" made a bold claim that a Mediterranean diet could help prevent breast cancer. Earlier this year, a study from JAMA Internal Med made the conclusion that by eating a Mediterranean diet you can decrease your risk for breast cancer. They looked at olive oil to see if it was responsible for this phenomenon. They concluded that by supplementing with olive oil there is a decreased risk for breast cancer. However, the research does not just stop there. In a study done in 2005, J.A. Melendez et al. Examined oleic acid and its response to breast cancer during treatment. Oleic acid is a fatty acid that comprises about 75% of olive oil's makeup, and now is being linked as to why olive oil is so effective. In the study, researchers found that HER2 new oncogenes are suppressed when presented with exposure to oleic acid. They saw that the exposure was directly linked to the promotion of DNA fragmentation, which can then lead to apoptosis. Furthermore, when oleic acid is used with clinical drugs, it enhances its effects on the body. It helps with the decrease of gene expression to slow down the progression of breast cancer proliferation. How did all of this occur? The oleic acid interacts with the cell signaling pathways in order to inhibit or increase the release of certain hormones or neurotransmitters. Overall, it is helping the cells stop the increase of breast cancer cells and even helps to destroy some in the process. A study that was done in 2013 looked at a different compound that is found in olive oil. Oleuropine was looked at by Maha H. Elamine et al. And saw how it affects estrogen receptors, or ER cells, in breast cancer. ER cells are responsible for how breast cancer proliferates. According to their publication, the ER is crucial in how signaling pathways communicate with one another, and thus has a huge impact on the patterns in these breast cancer tumors. This study concluded that with exposure to oleuropine, there was a decrease in cell viability and cell proliferation, and an increase in apoptosis. All of this was due to effects that oleuropine had on the cell signaling pathways found in ER cells. Just in case you still don't believe me, there was one more study that looked at extra virgin olive oil. In 2015, Cristina Rodriguez Miguel et al. Looked at the effects that olive oil can have in rats that were induced with breast cancer. Instead of looking at individual components, they looked at olive oil that was taken in via diet. They were able to conclude that the increase in olive oil consumption increased the DNA methylation in breast cancer cells. This means that the olive oil once again interacted with cell signaling to decrease breast cancer proliferation. Furthermore, it helps to activate tumor suppressant genes, which would actively play a role in stopping the breast cancer tumors from forming. So what does this mean for us? While it is easy to read articles like the one in the New York Times and automatically disqualify them from being true, it looks like they may have been going somewhere with this one. Olive oil is a large component to the Mediterranean diet, and due to current and ongoing research, we are seeing it not only assist in the treatment of breast cancer, but also discouraging its onset. The compounds in olive oil interact with various parts of the cell cycle to decrease cell proliferation, increase apoptosis, or increase drug effectivity. So maybe next time when you are trying to decide on a place to eat, skip the pizza and go for the new Mediterranean place down the street. You'll eat some delicious food and will be doing something healthy for your body as well.
Created using Powtoon.